Today we're going to talk about 14 chapters of Buddhism. Chapter 1, Meaning of Buddha. Chart B and C. Last time we learned Buddha is someone who eradicated 2 obstacles and reached wisdom and enlightenment. Today we will further discuss the 2 obstacles. Hopefully we will understand that these 2 obstacles are basically all our life problems and we can resolve them by practicing Buddhism. Now let's look at the 2 obstacles. We have the obstacle of affliction, which is about our lives, and we have obstacle of knowledge, which is about our world. Let's first look at our life outlook. How do we see our life right now? Do we know that our personal affliction is the cause of all our problems? Let's look at our current experiences. Right now, we're experiencing a lot of sufferings. We have 8 kinds of suffering. We have suffering of birth, aging, sickness, and death. Separation from our loved ones, being together with people we dislike, and not obtaining what we desire, and the imbalance of our body and mind. These 8 sufferings, all of us have to go through them. So life is very unsatisfactory and unstable. A lot of times we feel we are freedomless. We are trapped in this cycle and we have no control over when we're gonna get sick or we're gonna die. And we have no control over our own emotion most of the time. A lot of times we also feel inequality. Some people are rich, some people are poor, some people are healthy, some are handicapped, and the level of our intelligence is all different. Why is that? This is all because of our karma. Or causation. It's what we have done before. That's what we're experiencing our life right now. We do a lot of bad deeds. That's why we have negative karma most of the time. That becomes suffering. In the sutra it says, even though 100,000 kalpa pass, karma which is created does not perish. When the cause and the conditions come together, retribution will still be personally undergone. Everything that we do, every thought we think, actually have effect, has consequences. So let's look at our present actions. What we do right now creates our future. A lot of times we are creating cause of suffering, which are afflictions, are greed, anger, and ignorance. For example, if we are greedy, we steal someone's things, then in the future, someone will steal our things. If we've been jealous and mistreat other people will treat us the same way. Whatever we do will always come back to us. We also have a lot of discriminations. We have our likes and dislikes, and because of our selfishness, we do a lot of selfish deeds that create negative karma. There was a 60-year-old female Buddhist. One day she went to an old monk. She cried, "I've been married to my husband for nearly 40 years, and I never knew what happiness was. My husband always scolded and beat me, and everybody still thinks he's such a good person. I know I probably owe him from previous life, but how come it's still not paid off?" The old monk calmly said, "Long time ago, there was a wealthy businessman. He had many wives and concubines in the family, but he fell in love with a pretty maid. He forcefully took her and agreed to take her as a concubine. So he used her physically when he was happy and beat her when he was upset. So this maid's hope of becoming a concubine never happened, and she passed away with deep hatred toward this businessman. So you were the businessman and your current husband was the abused maid. That's why he's treating you this way." This woman totally believed in the story, and she sincerely confessed her sin for mistreating the maid, and she never resent her husband again. So we need to realize awareness number 1, we need to know our karmic effects. Awareness number 2, we need to know our karmic causes. It's all because of our cause and effect creating the samsara life that we're experiencing. This is also the void meditation, understanding the emptiness of everything. It's just cause and effect, and let go of our selfishness, replace our afflictions with virtues and good deeds. Now let's look at our worldview. How do we see our world right now? Do we know that we have a lot of obstacle of knowledge blocking us from understanding the phenomena that's going on in this world? For example, there's a lot of things that's unavoidable. Right now we're going through COVID-19. This is an unprecedented disaster. Why are we experiencing this? It's because of our collective karma of all kinds of killing and consuming of animals. That's why we have to go through this unavoidable disaster. A lot of things are unattainable. We want a good job, a good marriage, a good life, or world peace, but it just seems impossible to obtain them. And a lot of things are unretainable. Even if we get the good fortune, it doesn't last. How many families you see that has good fortune for many generations? Not many, because it's really hard to retain them. We need to realize the phenomenon, use the unreal meditation to look at these situations. Even though we have things that are unavoidable, if we can change our thoughts and be positive, think, oh, we have the lockdown, we're staying at home, now is a good time to memorize that mantra I always wanted to memorize, or to practice meditation and chanting the Buddha's name vigorously. That way you're using this time to do something great. We're making lemonades out of lemon. Even though we cannot obtain things that we want, that just motivates to work harder and never give up. Even though things are not retainable, we lose the good things that we have that will prevent us from being spoiled and lazy, help us to be humble and keep cultivating. So a bodhisattva, use the unreal meditation. Know everything is unreal, everything is just cause and effect, but use the current situation to practice, to cultivate, to make ourselves better and contribute to the world. Now let's talk about relationships and matters. Relationships are impermanent. There's a lot of divorce and affairs. Love is definitely not forever. But how we deal with the relationships is totally up to us. There was a devoted Buddhist practitioner. A few years after her marriage, her husband fell in love with another woman. He often traveled with this mistress. But this wife never complained or had a fight about this with her husband. She just stayed calm and took care of the children and farmed to make money for the family. This husband and the mistress had a child. They brought the child back and left the child at home, and they went off to play again. This wife took care of the child, took the child in and out of work and while farming. Everybody in the village poked fun at her for raising the child of the mistress. She just wanted to raise the child, and the child grew up thinking that this wife is his biological mother. A few years later, the mistress became a human vegetable from a brain operation. This wife went to visit her in the hospital, sincerely prayed and chanted Buddha's name for her. This is a real bodhisattva who have the love and the compassion and the wisdom of a Buddha. So how we deal with relationship is up to us. And things are forever changing. Everything is forever changing. It goes through 4 stages: stage of becoming, stage of stasis, stage of decaying, and stage of ceasing. So everything goes through these 4 stages, and the meanings are profound. Why these things change is very complex. Karma is very complex. It's really hard to understand. For example, we have a whole school of study called the Consciousness Only School. It talks about how our consciousness works. We have the 8th consciousness. We call it the Alaya consciousness. It's actually the warehouse that stores all our past actions, all our past thoughts. When the time comes, it ripens into effects. It ripens into everything that we are experiencing in the world. Everything is very profound. So we need to realize relationships are impermanent, events are changing, meanings are profound, but we can practice the mean meditation, going inward to your Buddha nature. That doesn't change with the outside world. Even though outside everything is changing, there's something that is permanent and is immutable, that has a perfect wisdom. That is our true Buddha nature. So that's called the mean meditation. So now let's understand further our life and the universe. When we talk about our lives in the universe, we talk about it in terms of space and time. In terms of space, there's 10 directions. North, east, south, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, up and down. So in these 10 directions, it's all kinds of different reincarnation going on. So in every world, in every planet, there's all kinds of beings and all kinds of people in this world. And we are all interrelated because of our karmic relationship, our karmic influences. For example, we have international dynamics. What happens in one country will impact the welfare and the economics of many other countries. The climate change in one part of the world will impact another part of the world. Sunspots, they're large, dark patches that cover the sun, will affect the magnetic field of the earth. So everything is interrelated and boundless. Why is it boundless? Because everything is vibration from our thoughts, from our mind. You probably heard of the 100th monkey effect. They studied a group of monkeys in Japan. There was one monkey started washing the sweet potato before eating it. And there's 99 monkeys start learning the same behavior. So at that critical point of the 100th monkey learning the same behavior, every monkey on the island start doing the same thing. Soon enough, all different islands and all over the world, monkeys started washing their potatoes. Why is that? Because our thought has vibrations. So our loving kindness, our good thought can change the world, can vibrate throughout the entire universe. So know the power of our mind, our true suchness. Now let's look at it in terms of time. Past, present, and future. There's reincarnation going on. We have past lives, we have current life, and we have many future lives. We have different in environments. For example, ancient time to modern time, our politics and culture have changed drastically. Before, it was more about morals and virtues, and now it's all about technology and personal consumption. And what's going on in the sixth round? In every world, we have different lifespan and different conditions. For example, to spend 1 day in the ghost realm is actually 30 days in the human realm. That's why in many Eastern cultures, we observe vegetarian diet on the 1st and the 15th of the lunar calendar in respect to the spirits in the ghost realm. Everything is endless because our mind creates everything. So Buddha actually understands everything about our space and time. That's why he has the wisdom of space and wisdom of time. So Buddha is omniscient. He knows everything. But you're like, how can we become like that? We can, because our Buddha nature is exactly this way. We say our Buddha nature, it traverses through 10 directions, it pursues 3 periods. You just need to believe in it, use your mind to change the world. In the Shuragama Sutra, it says the universe in the enlightened mind is like a single bubble in the sea. So the whole universe inside our wonderful mind is only like a tiny little bubble. It also says the universe in our mind is like a tiny cloud floating in the boundless sky. The whole universe inside our mind is only a tiny little dot. That's how wonderful our Buddha nature is. So believe in yourself that you have the perfect mind creating the universe. All we need to do is keep cultivating the void meditation, the unreal meditation, and the mean meditation. We will rediscover our own true nature. So that's the class for today. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Hope everybody use your mind to transform this world into a beautiful, loving, pure land. So thank you for listening. Amitofo.